I'd like to open the meeting of the Erie City Land Bank. We do have a quorum. Right now, I'd like to get approval for the consent agenda and public comment. A motion?
I move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. At this time, if we have any citizens who would like to provide public comment, we ask that you come to the podium and state your name and the reason you are here to give public comment. We ask that you come now.
Hello. Hear me? Hey, my name's Tajon Teran, and I put an offer in for 2 other properties, area land bank listed. I would like to resend my offer for 2216 German.
What's the address?
2216 German, and I want to move forward with the one on Buffalo Road. The address for Buffalo Road is 1316 Buffalo Road.
And you said you want to increase your...
No, I just want to move forward on the Buffalo Road one. I would like to back out of the one on German.
On the 2316?
Yes. I think it's 2216.
Are those rehab projects or
Yes,
they're not vacant lots?
correct.
One at a time makes sense.
Yes, yes, sir.
Is it 2216 German?
I believe so.
And the other one was on Buffalo Road?
Yes.
You do want to proceed with the one on Buffalo Road, correct? You
Yes,
still want your
ma'am.
name in there for that one? Okay.
Thank you.
Did you want to say anything as far as the Buffalo Road property?
I see a lot of potential in it, and I've been talking with some contractors, and I believe I can get the job done.
Is it a single family?
Yes,
house?
sir. This is
How big is it?
4-bedroom. Believe it. There's a driveway, back deck, front porch. It's a good house for a single family.
Brick or frame construction?
Frame construction.
And you're planning to rehab it to resell it or live there or?
Resell it.
Have any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon. My name is Corey Lyons. I live at 947 West 7th Street. We've lived there for 30 years. My wife and I own the flower shop and the deli next to the Warner Theater. My mother-in-law started the redevelopment authority years ago, Lori Eaton. I'm in the process of trying to move on without a nonprofit. I don't want to give my money to every nonprofit because every nonprofit's not in the best of what I want to do with the money. I work with the Sisters of St. Joe's. I work for the Sisters of St. Joe's at the Mother House, but I also volunteer at their properties up in Little Italy. And I'm good friends with Matt, who is the head horticulturalist there. I'm trying to start, in my neighborhood, I don't have a grocery store. In the city of Erie, there's not a grocery store below 12th Street in the city of Erie. And I think it's disgusting, and it's not fair, and that's why we're all fat and dying. I would like to start neighborhood gardens. I had some static at one piece of property that I was looking at. I'd like to start off with 3 small ones. And I have, the person I talked to at your authority, excuse me, told me I had to get permission from the neighbors and everything and signatures. If I need 500 signatures to get I don't know what it takes to get a piece of property. The properties I'm looking at, the old Tivoli's building was on 5th. He knew the addresses. I felt bad that I didn't know the address. Tivoli's is on 5th and Cascade. It's on the northwest side of the street, the old Tivoli's building. There's a spot by Gannon on, that would be the 300 block of West 4th Street on the north side of the street. These are all vacant lots. And I don't know the process of getting the vacant lots. I know my grandfather had about 6 gardens down on the Lower East Side where he lived on Wilson's, 5th and Wilson, or a Davis Lions. And he provided gardening for the church and the community. I would like to do something similar to that. I have the volunteers. I have the materials. I have the know-how. I have 5 master gardeners in my neighborhood, elderly people who want to participate, who want to do better for the neighborhood. It would make the neighborhood feel more tidy. It would improve. And he said, the guy that I talked to stated something about how the neighbors had to coincide with what I wanted to do. And I said, that's fine. Everybody I've spoken to down there said that'd be a good idea. And we wanted to have every Wednesday, I guess, when the summer, when it starts, to have a farmer's market at Gridley Park. And I got the consent from Gretchen at the Bayfront. It seems like I have all the things rolling in the right way. I need to know what I need to do, in your eyes, to get those properties. And you can lease them. Do I want to buy them? Do I want to pay taxes on them? I don't want to pay nothing on them. You know what I'm saying? I would be willing to put my neck. My wife told me I couldn't do it, but I would be willing to put to do what I had to do to get these things done. So is there some way that you guys can put me in touch with someone that I can do that with, or give me some guidance on what I could do?
So,
I'd be happy to speak with you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because what's really sad is I love what Mr. Hagan's doing on 6th Street. And I love what Hagan's doing down here in Erie. Up here in Erie, ain't nothing going on. There's no redevelopment at all. The lands are just sitting there and they're sad. What they're doing, what they did, the bus company was great. They're putting businesses in there and that's great. But that's government funded money and that's cool. But what happens to the people who don't have that type of money and who don't have the assets, the resources to get those kind of things? What do they do? In my city, it's crumbling. My house isn't crumbling. I put a lot of money in my home. My neighborhood, I try and keep my neighborhood up. We have a plan in our neighborhood. We go around with mowers. We cut the neighbor's grass. If it's unattended, we cut the grass. We don't use any grant money. We don't use anything. We use all volunteers from our neighborhood. And we try and keep it up. We did have St. Matthew's School opened up to CDC, Center for Child Development. And they do a great job. And Gerbos and all the businesses down there, everybody just wants to participate. They just want a nicer place to live, a safer place to live. And that's all. So whatever you can, what is your name, sir?
Connor Mulligan.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give you my card.
Yep, I appreciate that. But anything that I can do where people, my phone number is 814-453-2735. Anybody here that can give me any information to help me secure properties, and he told me it was like $650.
all right. So
I don't mind it,
right.
but
So if you talk to Cal after the meeting, he can assist you.
I have to wait
because
till
right
after
now
the
we
meeting.
don't
Can I
have
get your car because I have to go back to work?
any
Yeah, I-
Yeah,
addresses.
I appreciate it. That's all I want.
Thank
And
you.
I didn't know you guys existed, but I like when anybody is moving to keep things together, because Erie is a beautiful place. It's my home. My brother lives in Atlanta. My sister lives in Virginia Beach. I'm not leaving here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other citizens who would like to give public comment? Any other citizens who would like to give public comment? Okay, if not, we'll move on with the agenda. I'd like to get a motion to approve. I think I did that, the minutes. And
From the previous meeting,
from the previous meeting.
so moved.
I'll move it. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Finance report, April?
I have a question on
Oh.
that. We had a couple, I was looking at the disbursements that were made, and on August 7th, a payment was made to RACE, R-A-C-E. What does that stand for?
Correct. That, the redevelopment authority?
Okay, and that was for $18,031.34?
Yes. So that's reimbursing the redevelopment authority for expenses that were paid on behalf of the land bank, including staff time.
Okay.
Software and portions of like the copier lease.
On the report, that was shown as was not shown as a minus amount, it was shown as a plus amount. But that was a minus amount, obviously, it's a check.
Right.
And then the second check was also made to Race on August 21st for the acquisition of 1012, 1014 West 19th Street. Are
Yes.
these lots that were purchased, or what?
So that was a acquisition of a property that the final amount that we had to pay was the $33,000 in order to get the deed or the title to the home. And that was supposed to have been paid out of the land bank's checking account and was paid out of Race in error. So then the land bank had to reimburse the redevelopment authority for that.
And what is that property?
The 1012 and 1014 West 19th Street?
Yes,
That
that's
it was a condemnation acquisition that we had gone through, and then that was the settlement agreement to purchase the properties.
It's a flat, or,
I don't know.
Looks like it may be a duplex.
Yeah.
12, 10, 14, West 19.
Kyle, are you familiar with the Madewell property?
Maywell property?
Madewell?
Maywell? Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
so this was supposed to have been purchased by the land bank originally, and it was paid for out of the redevelopment authority, so this was reimbursement.
Correct.
And why did the land bank buy this parcel? I've only been on this a few months, I'm not sure when.
Right, I'm not sure. It was,
Yeah, I don't have any info on the Madewell.
I can
No,
get back
that's
to you.
1014 West 19th? Okay.
Yes.
And what was the question?
Just if you knew what kind of property it was?
So it is commercial property. We still got to get in there for an assessment. There's a lot of abandoned cars on the lot. 1012 is a vacant lot. There's a few abandoned vehicles on that as well. So we're basically working on the vehicle situation and what to do with that, because there's 30, 40 plus vehicles within that lot, so.
But why was the price so high, if it's an abandoned property?
That I do not know.
Thank you.
Okay, so also included in your packet is the profit and loss, which is showing net income of $224,737.26. A large part of that is thanks to the sale of 2321 Cameron Road. The balance sheet is showing currently in our checking account $283,358.82. We are still holding $16,000 in escrow. And then the budget versus actuals from January through August, that we are pretty on target for where we should be for this point of the year. And then the check detail as well.
Are there any other questions for April? No. Okay, we will move on to the report of the executive director. Were you given that report, Cal?
Not I.
No, so Aaron said he had provided that last week, I believe, to everybody, and that if there were any questions, he would address that with you later, because he is not able to attend this meeting.
I don't have any questions. Did you see it? Does anybody have any questions concerning Aaron's executive director report?
Got
Okay. Paul? Dana?
No.
Okay. All right. The solicitor's report. Solicitor's not here to give his report. But it looks like it is a list of the land bank status report for seller parcels and quiet title actions. And closings.
I'd have some questions on that, but we don't have anybody here to answer them
He's
today.
not here, that's the same thing.
And the question I'd have is, the quiet title is running about 3,000 a property, which I think appropriate for that, but so many of these lots, we just end up selling to neighbors, and I think we should be
For
more
less than-
careful about which ones we try to clear the title on. If we're going to sell it for $500, why spend $3,000 on it? I think we should just quit claim those to buyers. If they're only paying $500 for it, why should we
Makes
be
sense.
losing, we
Right,
have a very
15.
slender budget, and that's a $3,000 loss on every one of those lots that goes to a neighbor.
I agree with that.
I know they're trying to put together some tracks, and I understand that it's needed to be done there, but
That's a good question. So Cynthia, if you would relay that question to Aaron. Okay. You have something, Paul?
No, I agree with some.
Okay. Are there any other questions concerning the solicitor's report?
Nope, I agree with Sumner also.
I'm sorry, Dana, I didn't hear what you said.
No other questions or concerns. I agree with Sumner.
All right. All right, we'll move on to unfinished business and new business. There is officer vacancies and appointments, and there is a list of officers and the different vacancies that we currently have. And so I'm not sure if we nominate people today and then the election's next month, or is it all done today?
That would be up to you, but I believe that it's just a motion to open it up to accept
All right,
the
so there,
positions.
okay, so there are actually two vacancies. The chairperson and the secretary position are vacant at this time. Is there anyone interested in being the chairperson?
I nominate Debbie Smith.
No. I was
I'll
actually
second it.
gonna actually nominate Summer Nichols.
I would second that.
All right, so there are two motions on the floor. I
What
can
about secretary?
decline.
What about secretary?
Or, well, we're gonna do each
Just
position.
separate?
Yeah. There's also the secretarial position as well, but, so I'm not sure how we go about that. I don't know if we want to move forward with the chairperson?
as to what?
Just as a reminder, whoever would be chairperson would have to be available to sign checks somewhat regularly, and then the treasurer would also have to be a signatory.
I can do that,
You can do,
signing checks.
well, if you're the chairperson, that means you have to also chair the meetings as well.
Right.
Okay.
right.
All right, so there was a motion to nominate Summer Nichols as far as for the chairperson. It was also second. All those in favor? All those in favor? Aye. What did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so Sumner is now the chairperson. There is also a secretarial position open. And so we also have two vacant positions here, Chris's old position and then Chuck's position. Or is it Chuck's? Or no, maybe you don't. Well, his position was vacant. Right.
I got a question on that. Where's, about those open positions, where are they at?
Chuck's position is
Yeah.
open, and, well, the chairperson's position is closed.
Now, Chuck came from the redevelopment authority, Dana's over there.
Right, and so actually Dana actually
And,
filled that position, but
Sumner's here from the school district. I'm a city council appointment. So the other two are by the mayor, right?
so,
Yours
no, my
and
position is by
Chris.
the mayor, and so Chris's position is actually vacant right now. And so as far as I know, I don't know if the mayor has appointed anyone. But the secretarial position is open at this time, and so we actually need to fill that position. Oh, Dana,
Dana,
you look like you're the only
Yes.
one available. So,
looking at you.
So you, as you know, I'm a little new. I would love to learn a little bit more and
okay, all right, so I guess what we could do is maybe after the mayor appoints somebody, we can look at that position again, and I don't know, if like in the meantime, maybe have a temporary secretary? And I can volunteer to do that. That's if you're all in agreement with that.
Move it.
I
Take the
second.
position as assistant secretary, which I'm vacating. Right?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Okay, the ayes have it. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to the 2026 Erie Land Bank Work Plan. It is part of your packet. And so I believe Aaron is asking us to review this as well as approve it for this meeting. I did have, I think, a question.
I'm having problems approving a 2026 plan without
It
the
looks like-
executive
I believe it
director.
looks like this. Yeah.
I've seen that, yeah.
All right, so there is a proposed 2026 land bank work plan, and I had a question actually on the administrative part of it. It has staffing, and I believe, is that one just for one person? It's $195,000.
The staffing? No, that would be, a majority of Kyle's time goes there, a large portion of Aaron's time, and then finance, admin.
And so do you know like what that percentage is? Is it different for each of the employees for the redevelopment authority?
It is different. I'm trying to, it can range from, well, probably 20 to 90%, depending. Not every employee from the redevelopment authority works or puts hours toward the land bank, but probably 50% of us do.
so when he puts the number in this column here, that looks like that would be going to one person. Is that what you're saying?
She said it's not one, but that's what I actually thought it was.
And what is the change in that as compared to last year?
I don't have that with me right now. So this is, this hasn't even been presented to the Erie County Land Bank yet for their approval. We don't always get the full amount that we request in the proposal. So this was just essentially to get your blessing for us to be able to submit this to the Erie County Land Bank for their consideration.
So is there any way we can get, I guess, a breakdown of the administrative staffing to see exactly what it is? And I guess what would be helpful, because you get a lot of different funding, maybe the breakdown of the percentage of all of that funding
Sure.
as it relates to each employee.
Yeah, the different positions should be listed on there.
Is there a timeline on this proposal? That it has to go to the county Because I know Aaron was looking for us to actually approve it.
Right, I think he presents it typically at their October meeting.
Is it, you mean the county's October meeting or our?
The county's October meeting, yes.
Do you know when that is?
I think they've been operating on the same week as ours, so Wednesday? Yeah. It's only a couple days after our land bank board meeting.
It's after?
Or-
Do you think it's before or after our meeting?
I think it's before the land bank meeting, but after the race.
Because I see he has a motion, he wants us to approve it so he can present it to the county land bank, but
Right.
I think what would be helpful for everybody on the board is if there was some kind of breakdown of the administrative staff to see exactly what that breakdown is of that $195,000.
Okay.
And then I had a question as far as, I know we were paying for the realtor to come in and assist with vacant property or rehab properties. Where is that listed on this proposal?
I don't think that would be a budgeted item because that would be incurred as we sell properties.
That could possibly be under legal costs.
Well, that's what I was
The
going
legal cost is
Administrative?
primarily the quiet title and
yeah.
Well, they have quiet title up here where they're saying 20, up to 20 quiet title, 3,000
Right.
apiece for 60,000 at the top. I would say administrative/legal costs, maybe they would have realtor fees in there. I know that the realtor that has the listing is getting paid, and also the realtor that's bringing the buyer is getting paid as well from Erie Land Bank.
And maybe it's not, so you're thinking maybe it's not listed, I guess, is there some miscellaneous line item that we have somewhere else?
That's why we need Aaron here.
I think it's not listed because it's contingent on sales.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out what line item it would, what revenue line we would be getting that money from to pay it.
It gets paid at the closing table. So I would say maybe legal costs, under legal costs.
Yeah. Well, he does, I see in the sources of funds, he does project, fairly modest 36,000 in sales. And certainly could calculate the commissions on that, and maybe it is in that administrative/legal cost category.
Okay. Well, it looks like because the county's meeting is actually before our next land bank meeting, that we actually kind of need to move forward with this. So I guess if we're in agreement to move forward with that, I would actually need a motion to.
Yeah, I would move that we approve it, although I think we do want to review it, maybe look at some of the allocations. But what they're trying to do is establish what's funding, if our major funding source is going to continue.
Correct.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is the vacant lot and development proposals.
Okay, so we have 12 proposals, 3 structures, 11 now. Tejan had rescinded his proposal for German Street. I'm going to start with 908 East 22nd Street. I did add a column, staff recommendation with recommended proposals based off of property disclosures, proof of funds, and a complete development plan. First one, Gigantic Williams, we recommend that proposal for 908 East 26th Street. 2216 German, Angela Meyer was recommended, and 1316 Buffalo Road, Tejan Turan recommended for that
Excuse me.
proposal.
Okay, I see it now. You said which one now? Where we at, 2216 German?
2216 German, we recommended Angela Meyer.
Is there a reason for the recommendation?
Typically, we usually get 3 or 4 proposals, makes it a lot easier. Since we have 11 now, they're very tight, they're all very good, but, you know, checking rental registrations, back taxes, doing our due diligence with our realtor from Pennington Lines, we came up with this recommendation.
Okay.
If you don't know Angela Meyer, I do know Angela Meyer. She's married to a kindergarten friend of mine, Scott Allen.
Okay.
And she has done rehabs
Yes.
in the city successfully. The one I'm thinking of is like in the 200 block of East 29th.
Yeah, I believe her
They did a
property
nice job
disclosure-
of that. But
Yeah, it was like 11 properties.
she does have adequate resources to complete it and has done several in the city and out in
Yeah.
Oak Creek.
Yep.
Okay.
Cal, is that, you're done with the report for this?
Yeah, this is just for development proposals.
Okay.
Moving on to vacant lot proposals, unless you want to vote
Last
now.
question,
Let's do the
1316 Buffalo Road.
Development ones first.
Okay, yep.
Go ahead, Paul.
1316 Buffalo Road.
1316, that was Tejon, who
Yeah,
was here, yeah.
He actually
He-
came up and spoke. I don't know if
Yes,
you were here,
right.
Paul. He's in the audience if you have any questions.
okay.
Well, he's made an offer from 10 to 30, but he's the only recommended one. Or are you recommending a sale at 10,000 or?
So I'm thinking with the highest price being 30 and the next being 25, 25.5.
Which one has a 25.5? I mean, are you looking at 1316 Buffalo Road?
Yeah, 1316 Buffalo Road, Tejon does have a $500 increase. The next largest, highest offer is 25,000.
Erie Space LLC, all
Right.
at
Yes.
the bottom.
And you felt
Is
that
this
was,
1316 Buffalo Road?
Yes, correct.
Okay, because I see the offer's 10,000, but the increase is $500.
Yeah, increments of 500 with the highest offer being 30,000.
and this Erie Space LLC would have been a viable bidder?
Yeah, it was, yeah, absolutely.
So that's, yeah, in other words, to hold Mr. Turan to 10 to 30, want to make sure the other bids are bona fide.
Mhm.
So I guess the question would be is, so how you chose one over the other if someone was like pretty close, if they both were kind of pretty close to each other?
Mostly looking at work plans, proof of funds. Like I said, the rental registration, if they're caught up on that, back taxes.
Okay.
So there's a gamut of things that we ran through.
Yeah, I can see Angela Meyer making sense for 2216 German. She owns 11 properties. If she's all caught up on rental registrations, she looks like a credible person.
My only question is, what's the price that you get? The offer price or the highest offer?
It's an escalation, so
For 2216 German?
You know, for 1316 Buffalo Road. You have an offer price,
Yeah, there's the offer price, and like I said, Tejon has his highest offer. The next being 25, his increase is 500. It would be 25.5.
so that's what you're gonna get, 25.5, okay.
And Angela Meyer would be paying $20,500?
Correct.
These are robust numbers here.
Yes, absolutely.
Good luck, Ann. You know whose house that is, right?
All right, so we're going to start at the top. So 908 East 26th Street is Jaganin Williams. It's a rental and investment property. His offer is $20,500. So I'm assuming that is the recommended price that we're going to go with because there's no one else who is close to what
Correct, that was his
he's-
minimum purchase price.
All right, so if we're in favor of this, I need a motion to,
So move.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. 22, the motion passed, I'm sorry. 2216 German Street, Angela Meyer has been recommended. And so if I'm correct on this, would it be $20,500 for her offer?
Correct.
I'd move that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. 1316 Buffalo Road, the recommended person is Tyshawn Turan. And so is his, based on this information, is it 25,500? Where did I get? that from?
25.5. Correct.
So move.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Okay,
I would like
ayes.
to abstain just due to a conflict of interest.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go to the vacant lot proposals.
.443 East 16th, we asked to table that for next month, pending a work plan from Erie County.
Fine with that.
All right, so,
443 East 16th, we would have to have a motion to pull that off the table in order to be placed on the agenda today or any future agendas because it was tabled at the last month's board meeting.
443?
Yes.
We're waiting for a presentation from the county on that?
Yeah, at least work plans or something.
And this is not a lot, right? After our meeting,
It
So
is
yes, it
vacant
is a lot,
property.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a small lot.
No,
No, it's not, yeah.
It
And
used
I
to
don't
be
have
a
the
park.
actual.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I went over and looked at it after our meeting last month to try to get oriented on it. But yeah, it's a good-sized
Yeah.
parcel. And Erie County has requested that we allow them to submit their
Yes.
explanation, and since they're our funder.
so I've made a few emails, calls,
Okay.
so yeah, we're just waiting.
And
So
the
did
Black Wall Street proposal is quite detailed, other than they are apparently relying on a grant, but they don't provide what the amount of the grant is. And with that parcel being as large as it is, I think that's important to know what the grant is, because to maintain a garden of that size would, we do that.
I can reach out to them and ask
We
for
do
more
that in the
information.
school
It looks
district,
like
and it's
after
about
somebody's here
10,000
from Erie Black
a
Wall
garden,
Street.
and they're not as big, they're nowhere near as big as that parcel.
Yeah,
I mean, the practicality of this, what is their funding? And they say they have a grant, but they haven't indicated what the amount of the grant is or if it's adequate.
We actually have someone here from Erie's Wall,
I'm
Black Street.
Okay.
We actually are able to actually purchase it. So one of the questions I have is, if you already have a proposal on an application on the table that has been there already, why are we waiting for someone else, whatever that entity is, to place an application when you have a legitimate one in front of you?
Well, I can answer that. I can answer, for one, I'd like to see the county's proposal, because I would like my neighborhood watch group to look at this at Booker T. Washington Center. We meet on the 21st, this Thursday, because we've said over the years, and we've told the city, we've told the redevelopment authority, and this land bank, we are opposed to any future community gardens in the area. So in order to change that, I think you should make that proposal to the group, and that's this Thursday at 6 p.m. The other thing is, I know what the county's intentions are for that lot, and it just takes them time to get through this process.
Sure, which I understand, but I also understand that you have an application process. And unless there is, if you don't have an end date on it, then it kind of doesn't make any sense to me that you would table a legitimate proposal that's already on the table in favor of waiting for one that does not currently exist. So there's that. The second part of that is about the community garden. I did not know that there was some sort of moratorium or prohibition on more community gardens, but given the recent economic downturn, that means, and what I mean by that is, you know, inflation, exponential, just about inflation on such things as groceries, and having the ability to supply nutritional food to people in an underserved, historically disinvested neighborhood is a net positive. So I guess my question, I have a couple of questions, but one of them has to do with the fact that I don't understand why we're waiting on a proposal that is not currently existing when you have a legitimate proposal that does exist and that has been in your files for a couple of months now.
Well, I'd also say to you, why don't you take it to our neighborhood watch group, who represent the people that live in the area?
Sure,
Okay.
as do we, but the Neighborhood Watch group is not the one that is responsible for passing or not passing our proposal in front of this body.
True, but it would also are the folks that live in the area. We've had years of experience with community gardens for the same reasons that you're giving us right now. And I'm just saying to you, not nay or yay, is to please just tell the neighbors what you want to do.
Absolutely, that's part of Erie's Black
And
Wall
there's
Street's
no-
operating, that's part of
right.
our operating policy anyway.
Yeah.
But again, that is not connected to the work of this body, and that's what I'm asking about. I'm asking about the work of this body.
It's
And-
definitely
and why we're
connected to the
holding-
work of this body. That's why I'm on this board. I'm a representative of the community. I'm a representative of the people that live in that area.
Sir,
And
I
the
understand
only
what you're
thing
saying, but what I'm
to you,
saying is
and also
that,
I have to represent and allow the city and the county, if they want to make a proposal, I know what they're going through as far as developing something to present to this body. And the thing is, let's give them some more time. That's all. You're not going to plant now anyway. It's September.
I don't think that's the point, sir. The point is that the process is set up so that when people apply, there is a policy, there is a process that is swift and fair. When we have already submitted a legitimate proposal and it's been tabled in favor of waiting on another application, that's not the administration of a swift policy. Or, I'm sorry, not policy, or process.
We have an
That's
application.
my,
We have an application. They had to refine their proposal, just like why we tabled it last month. You brought a proposal in this month. We're waiting on their proposal. You got yours in, they did.
Yeah, and your proposal does not provide any information on how you're going to fund this other than a grant from the senator. You don't indicate the amount of the grant. I know from being on the school board, we are funding gardens at our grade schools at a cost of $12,000, $13,000 at each school for for much smaller areas than this lot represents. So many people in this community could pay $500 for a lot, but what you need to show is that you've got funding not only to create this garden, but to sustain it, because the concern, I think, has been that some of these become eyesores if they're not properly maintained, and that has occurred more than once. So
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I did not know that I was not aware that those criteria were a part of the application.
but we want to know how you're funding this and continuing to fund it so that it will
Oh, I heard you,
meet
but
your
I'm
objective.
saying
But paying for the,
I
paying
did
the
not
lot is.
realize that
the-
that was a part of, I did not realize that those particular facts were part of the application process, because we would have put that in there if it had been part of the instruction for the application process, because that's not a thing that we knew. So, because that's not part of the
Yeah, the
application process.
The funding is
It
important here.
It is. You actually
Because
have to
the
come
cost
with
of the lot is
You mean funding in
Insignificant.
perpetuity? Is that what you're asking? How we're going to fund it in perpetuity?
well, just that you have the funds to do all the work that you plan and sustain it for 5 years or something like that. You indicate a grant from the senator. I don't know if that's 500 to buy the lot, or 5,000, or 50,000.
Okay, so
And
let me make
that's
sure that I
important.
have the criteria correct. The amount, the criteria that you're looking for is funding for the continuation and maintenance of the garden for how long? How many years did you say?
I'm just throwing out 5 years.
Cal, how many?
Well, is there a throwing out, or is there an
How many
actual
years do
criteria?
they allow them to, I guess, lease the gardens? I don't know what that number is.
Okay.
And Aaron's
Is there a
not
way for
here.
us to find that out? Because that seems to be an important part of your
For
objection
leasing the
here.
gardens, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'm going to look
Okay.
that up.
All right. What else, what other criteria are missing from our application that you all need from us? Any other? Any other facts?
Is
Any
somebody
other
going to be
factors?
appointed to manage this and, be able to work with code enforcement if issues come up? And
Absolutely. Is that part of, do we need to add that to our application as well?
There's actually a development budget that you actually have to submit with each application to state where you're going to get your funding from, if you have that funding available now, how you plan to use that lot or whatever you're going to do with it.
That's in the
And so I'm
application.
assuming, Cal, do you have that information or that proposal information where we ask for?
Work
The
plan, a
work
timeline,
plan, yes.
estimates.
Yes.
It being a garden, it's not like you need to talk with contractors other than the fence.
And these are all part of the RFP?
I have a question.
Everybody's
The-
application.
yeah, the
They are
proposal
part of
itself.
the RFP?
Is the proposal for a property with a house on it different than the proposal for vacant land?
Yes.
And, keep in mind, I got to be the devil's advocate. I'm not, and that's my job. I'm sorry, it is. And if you were to come to Booker T it's Thursday the 21st, I'm sorry, no, the 25th, and talk to the neighbors about it, because I'm telling you, between 12th to 26th, State over the parade, we've heard this before, for gardens, not yours, but for gardens. And except for 2, the rest just didn't work out. We're left with blight, we're left with untended properties, we heard all these great things, and then it just became another issue and problem that we had. So we've asked that please, just bring it to the residents and the neighbors and tell them what you want to do.
And I will repeat to you, sir, that is
Okay,
that is
that's
a
all.
part of that is the front page research that we do with every one of our projects. So that's standard for us.
Okay.
Are there any other pieces of information that we need to include
I think that's it.
in are we
I
able
believe
to
that's it.
submit an updated application?
Absolutely.
Okay, does that need to be in by any particular time? Any date?
our next meeting?
I would say probably by our next meeting,
And when is that?
the third
Okay.
Monday of the month at 1 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Do you all have any other questions of us?
It would help us if you would submit that early and it could be distributed to the board members, because the idea of a community garden is, it's different than what we normally deal with here. And, you know, we may have additional questions which we could raise prior to our meeting, which would give you an opportunity to respond rather than, you know, standing at the podium and trying to respond. So if, you know, our big concern is the funding for this, how it's going to be managed, and, but we're ourselves just trying to be fair here, and we don't have all the answers as we sit here, but if you revised it and submitted it early and it could be circulated to us, we could then respond and say, well, I still have this question, such as that, and that would be, I think, the fairest way to do this.
And once because we submitted this one early, so once we resubmit our application, will we then get a response as to, early enough so that we can speak to what the problems are or what is missing? Because again, this is not information that we had. So when we resubmit, will we get feedback about what's missing prior to having to come here?
Well, as you know, our meetings are set each month. You know, our meeting next month would be at the same.
It's the same time. The same time, the third Monday. I don't
Right,
know what
but-
that
Third
date
Monday.
is.
So if you submitted this, let's say, 10 days prior to that, and it was circulated to us, we would respond,
Okay.
and,
Is 10-day standard?
pardon?
Is 10 days standard?
No, we're trying to cobble something together that's fair. But that would give us all, I think, enough time to look at it, and then if we had additional questions, we could raise them. And if, hopefully, we would have the Erie County presentation as well. Our funding comes from the county at this point, so that's an issue here.
I don't think I understand.
Our funding comes from
No, I
Erie
understand
County
that part.
Land Bank.
But I know,
From the Erie
but
County.
why is it a problem?
I'm just telling you, that's the major source of the funding for the Erie Land Bank is from the Erie County Land.
Right. Why would that be a problem? And I'm asking because we have to
We
rewrite
don't
our
exist
proposal
without the
now.
funding from the Erie County Land Bank. Most of our funding comes from the Erie County Land Bank.
So what he's saying is that the funding that we get for the Erie City Land Bank comes from the county land bank.
No, I understand it. I just don't understand what the problem with that would be. Am I missing something? What am I missing? And I'm honestly, right, not trying to be difficult, I don't know what the problem would be.
You asked,
Because you all are a body that makes the decision on these applications, correct?
yes, we do, but you asked, why are you willing to wait for Erie County to respond? And that's one consideration
Because they are
we
your
have here.
funder.
They are our funder, yes.
Got you. Okay, now I understand. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to know before we resubmit? Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we will actually table 443 East 16th Street until next month. There, I need a motion. I'm sorry.
A motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so that'll be tabled until next month. There are also two other vacant properties, lots. One is 1206 Wayne Street, and this is actually adjacent to the primary resident. The proposed purchase price is $500. They want to use it for a side yard. We're going to do them separately, so I need a motion. We're doing these separately.
A motion.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passed. 636 West 19th Street is also for a side yard, and it is adjacent to the primary resident. It is $500. I need a motion for that.
A motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay. All right, so there is, I believe, a resolution for the Erie Land Bank tax abatement. resolution has been drawn up to send to for the Erie School District requesting abatement of real estate taxes with penalties, interest, and fees that have occurred as they have been levied against certain properties. Excuse me. And the list of properties are on the resolution. So I just need a motion to move forward with that.
Right. Is that something we normally do? Is that what we normally do?
It is. Excuse me.
And these properties on this list they're owned by the Erie Land Bank, and after the walkthrough, they're gonna be going up for sale, or?
So actually, a few of these, I believe, are already under sales agreements, and in order to close, we would just like to abate these taxes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay.
A motion?
I second it.
All in favor?
You all right?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Oh, excuse me. Any other business? Or ask for an adjournment? Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting's been adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.